Okay, the old coot here coming back at you with another exciting video. Melted some butter, which I'm going to add some like granulated garlic to, maybe some paprika, some seasonings. You kind of get the idea, some salt and pepper. You get the idea. If you're using salted butter, you really don't have to put any salt, extra salt. Anyways, this is the tale of two turkeys. This is the second turkey that I'm going to make today. My goal is to get it in the oven by about 10 a.m. So the oven is still pretty hot from the last turkey I made. If you watch the video just prior to this one, you'll see how we did a spatchcock turkey. Now I'm going to do a turkey the traditional way. And the reason for this is I want to cook this and then set it out on the dinner table so as guests are arriving, they're like, oh my God, beautiful turkey. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to switcheroo. I'm going to take this one off of the table and then I'm going to carve up the spatchcock one that I made. So like a little bit of movie magic, so to speak. But anyways, what we're going to do with this turkey is, if you saw the videos prior to this one that I posted a couple days ago, what I did was I took it out of the bag, right? So this is a fresh turkey, not frozen, a fresh turkey. If you want to see how to do a frozen turkey, go way back in the video history and you'll see that. But a fresh turkey, what I do is I took it out of the bag about 2 days ago, took the giblets out, took the neck out. And what I did was I just did a little dry brine with some kosher salt. So kosher salt all over, kind of liberally, inside, outside, upside, downside, all the good stuff, zigzaggy, whatever. And then I put it into like a little tray pan so that all that excess packing water can come out. And that's what's basically in there, is there's paper towels just full of that packing water. The reason why I do that process is because if I cook the turkey straight out of the bag, it's going to come out mealy and like it's going to be mushy. It's not going to be a nice turkey. By doing the dry brine with the kosher salt, what the kosher salt does is it helps to pull out that excess packing water so that your turkey, when it's all said and done, it's all cooked, it's juicy, it's tender, it's got a nice chew to it, a nice mouth feel. It feels like you're biting into a ribeye steak, basically. So that's the whole goal of why we do the dry brine. Like I said, go back in the videos prior to this one to see how we got there. So anyways, we're here now. I've taken the turkey out about 10 minutes, 15 minutes before I'm ready to throw it into the oven. Right, we're at 9:49 a.m. The goal is to get the turkey in the oven by 10 a.m. So here's what I did. I melted the butter. I'm going to add some granulated garlic, some paprika, some other herbs and spices and all the good stuff. What I want to do is I want to take my turkey, put it in like a nice non-stick rack and baking tray system. This one is an all-clad. I'll put links down below in the description, also in the comment section. But what I want to do is I want to go like breast side up and just baste it with all that beautiful butter, right? Just coat it all nice and good with that butter. Then I'm going to flip it so it's breast side down and do the same process. Coat it with all this beautiful butter and just get it all coated. I'm not going to put anything in the cavity for now. There's no stuffing in there. There's no onion, no apple, none of that stuff. The reason why is because that first hour, right? So this is going to be a 4-hour total cooking time process. That first hour is crucial to getting the air to circulate, the hot air, the oven air to circulate through the whole turkey so that you cook that inner cavity so that it doesn't come raw, right? So in most cases, when most people make turkeys, the outside's done, but the inside is raw, right? Like as you keep carving deeper and deeper into the turkey, it gets more and more raw. And the reason for that is because people stuff their turkey, they pack stuff in there too prematurely. The goal is to try to let it cook on its own first. So here's the time and the temperature breakdowns for those 4 hours. The first hour, breast side down, we're going to go 475 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour. I'm not going to open the oven door. There's no need to rebaste it or whatever. 1 hour at 425 degrees. The second hour, we're still going to be breast side down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to baste it with more of that garlic and butter and all that good stuff. So breast side down, this is the second hour. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the temperature to 350 degrees and let it go for 1 more hour, right? So 2 hours of total cooking time, breast side down. Hour number 1 was 425. Hour number 2 is at 350. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out of the oven, baste, right? So we're still breast side down. I'm going to baste it, and then I'm going to flip the turkey over so that's breast side up. I'm going to baste the top side, which is pretty much what you're seeing right here. We're going to baste this, throw it back in the oven, 350 degrees for another full hour. I'm not going to open the oven door. I'm just going to let it go and do its thing. So that was 3 hours of total cooking time, right? What I'm going to do is for that last hour, for the 4th hour, I'm going to let it go again, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm not going to open that door. I'm just going to let it cook all the way through. The mistake most people make is they keep opening and closing that oven door, and you're just extending the cooking time. Your turkey's not going to fully cook correctly. So what I'll do is at the 4-hour mark, then I'll check the temperature. Digital thermometer, regular thermometer, whatever you want to use. The goal here is when you take the temperature, you want to find, so left and right, you've got right breast, left breast. The goal is to try to go up and down, left and right, pick a breast and just shove that thermometer in there in the deepest part of the breast. What I'm looking for is 165 degrees Fahrenheit, right? Which is something like right there. So poultry, 165. Once that temperature is 165, it's cooked. If you do your temperature test and it's not 165, it's a little bit lower, what you can do is just throw the turkey back in the oven for about another 10 minutes, let it go, and then take the temperature again. Make sure you're hitting that 165. If you're over, like if you notice on the spatchcock turkey that I did in the videos, literally just like 20 minutes ago or half an hour ago, I was a little over. I was at like at 168, which is totally fine. That's fine. If you're like 3 degrees over, 5 degrees over, it's fine. Just make sure that when you take your turkey, this is the next step or the last step in the process. Once you take your temperature, you're at 165, and make sure you check both breasts. Make sure you're cooked on both sides. That's what she said. But anyways, once you take your turkey out, the most crucial thing you can do is leave your turkey in the rack, leave it in the tray, leave it as is, and just basically tent it with tin foil, and then set your turkey aside. Try to get it off of the oven area, which is probably going to be busy with making other stuff. You're probably going to be making your corn, your gravy, whatever else you want to make is what's going to be going on there. But what you want to do is leave your turkey in the rack, in the pan, covered with tin foil. What I usually do is get a wooden cutting board and just put the whole tray and everything on top of the wooden cutting board, and just let it sit for half an hour. You're going to be tempted to check it and test it and this and that and whatever. You got to let the turkey rest, because when you let the turkey rest, what you're doing is you're allowing all those hot juices in there to kind of settle. So that way, after a half an hour, when you decide to carve your turkey, then you're going to get nice, tender, juicy, moist turkey that's going to be that way for, hopefully throughout the course of your dinner and even for your leftovers. So to quickly recap, 4 hours total cooking time. This is give or take around a 12-pound turkey, right? You may need to go a little bit longer depending on how big your turkey is, maybe a little bit less depending how small your turkey is, but you kind of get a sense of what's going on there. So 4 hours of total cooking time. That first hour is 425 degrees Fahrenheit, breast side down. I'm going to open the oven door, baste it. That second hour, hour number 2, we're going to lower the temperature, right? 350 degrees. So after hour 1 at 425, we're going to lower the temperature to 350, breast side down. I didn't touch the turkey. I'm just going to baste it. Let it go for another hour. So that's the end of hour 2. So first hour, 425, second hour cooked at 350 degrees. Okay, then I'm going to flip the turkey. I'm going to baste it and then flip the turkey, right? So now it's going to be breast side up. I'm going to cook it. I'm going to cook it at that third hour. I'm going to cook it at 350 degrees for one more hour. Not going to open the door, not going to baste it, not going to worry about that. What I'll then do is I'll rebaste it after the third hour, when the third hour is done. And then what I'm going to do is leave it as breast side up and let it go one additional hour at 350 degrees. What you could do is so let's say you're at 3 hours and like just a half, like 3 hours and let's say like 30 minutes. What you could do is you could take a temperature just to kind of gauge or ballpark how much longer it needs to go. But I know just from experience, give or take 4 hours of total cooking time will cook a 12 to 15 pound turkey usually quite nicely. When the turkey's done, I've taken my temperature, I've hit that 165 degrees internal temperature inside the breast. I know the legs are going to be done. I know the thighs are going to be done. That's just part of the whole process, the design of the bird. You're going to get an idea. I'm going to take it out of the oven entirely, tent it with tin foil, put the whole thing on a wooden carving board, the whole tray, the rack, the whole thing. Let it sit for a half an hour. Then what I'll do is I'll take the turkey out of the pan, Maybe during that time, I'll take the rack out, make some gravy in the pan, and then I can carve up the turkey, put everything back inside the pan with all those juices and that gravy and everything, and then just serve it up. So there you go. If you like what you're seeing, check out the links down below in the description, also in the comments section. Stay tuned. I'm going to update this in about an hour to show you all what the turkey should look like after 1 hour of cooking at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'll catch you all in the next video.